Hey everyone, welcome back to this new lesson. In this lesson, we are going to learn about open close principle. So this principle states that software entities, be it classes, be it modules, be it functions, should be open for extension and closed for modification. I know you might not be able to understand this, but see a small application and probably after that, you'll be able to understand. This is a small application. If you see on the screen, this is a small application shape, which has a string type and it helps us calculate the area. In this class, we have a method calculate area. This method calculate area calculates the area of the shape on the basis of the type. So here you can see a if block which says that if type is equal to circle, then we return the area pi r square. If it's rectangle, then we have taken width and height and we have returned area as width into height. Same ways, if it's triangle, then we are returning it as half into base into height. Now, what are the issues that you can see with this piece of code? This is simple class. This is a simple class. So first one is maintenance issue if we see. Now, adding any new feature or modifying the existing feature is tough. Now, what do I mean by this? Tomorrow, let's say a new shape comes up, which is square. Going forward, there are more shapes that are coming. So adding a new feature or maintaining will keep on making it tougher and tougher. Okay, maintenance tougher and tougher. Second is testing issues. Now, when we modify the code, so testing becomes complicated. So second is testing issue. Third is inflexibility. Now, module actually here are not designed by keeping extensibility in mind. Okay, so they become really inflexible and difficult to modify. For example, going forward, 3D shapes also come in, cube, cuboid, sphere. So will this method be able to handle those cases? No, they'll not be able to handle. Why? Because this method is not being made from the point of view of extensibility. So I hope the problem is clear to everyone. So now let's move to the solution. Now what solution said was that each software entity, now be it class, be it module, be it function, should be open for extension and closed for modification. Since you know each and every shape, be it square, be it rectangle, be it triangle here, be it circle here, is having a common method, calculate area. And each of them have a different way of calculating the area. So what we do is we created an interface shape and have a method calculate area in this. Now we made circle, rectangle, and triangle as three different classes and implemented shape and let each class implement the shape class. So in this case, they will have to implement calculate area method, which we have it in the shape class, right? They will have to, and they can implement it in their own ways. So now going forward, if any new shape comes up, for example, square comes up, what do you have to do? You simply have to make a new class square and make it implement shape. So in this way, square will have its own area or calculate area method. Okay, and it can handle in its own way. So now we have seen what open close principle is. What are the benefits? First of all, if you see, now this piece of code is flexible. Second, it is more maintainable, which means it has reduced the risk of introducing bugs when new feature is added or previous features are modified. So right now you saw that square is added. Did we change rectangle, circle, or triangle? No, we didn't. Which means if there would have been test files for all these three, triangle, a rectangle, and circle, do we have to change those? No. Only since a new shape has been added, square, we'll have to have a new test file for square and we can handle those test cases. So testability is really easy. Third, this piece of code is more scalable. How? If you saw it in previous piece of code, adding a new shape or maybe adding new 3D shapes makes it much more difficult to handle and makes this piece of code more bloat. So adding any new shape, for example, square or any new 3D shapes, let's say, makes this piece of code very lengthy, which is difficult to maintain and organize. And test cases also have to be changed in that case. But adding new shape is really easy. So this piece of code is scalable also. Fourth, Open close principle has also promoted good reusability of code. Now, there is more reusability of the methods or code. How? When you can extend certain piece of code, which means you'll have to write less code, or same piece of code can be extended at multiple places. So I hope benefits are also clear, right? This is the second principle of solid. First one was single responsibility principle, and second is open close principle. I hope seeing this piece of code along with pros and cons of both not following open close principle, seeing the cons or disadvantages of not following open close principle and advantages of following open close principle makes you clear about this principle. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the discussions panel below. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.